Verse 668. At every moment there is a disjunction. This is called causation. When one is liberated from the notion of form, there is neither birth nor death. At every moment there is a disjunction. A disjunction is a separation. And this is the behaviour of the attention. The attention is always going out from itself. And this is the disjunction. Another way of putting it is awareness is always going out of itself. And this is in the form of the attention. So this is a disjunction. And whatever the attention is going out to, in the previous verse it was called discrimination. Whenever the attention is going out to something, discrimination takes place. An object, a being, an entity is discriminated. And it's given a history. And this is what's meant here by causation. Whenever awareness goes out from itself in the form of the attention, a world is created. A reality is created. This is what's going on all the time. We could see this happening for ourselves in dreams. There's a continuous flow of images going on. This is rupa. And there's feelings associated with these images. And then the awareness gets sucked into it. And that dream becomes what is real. We can see this. This is the phenomenon. We see it when we're watching a movie. There's the flow of images, one form changing into another. As it was described back in verse 666. There's the movie screen. One form is changing into another. The attention gets sucked into it. And the movie becomes the reality for the extent that the attention is engaged in it. When the attention is engaged in something, that's what becomes real. When the attention is not engaged with it, it's no longer real. This is how it works. This is how it's working all the time. And when we regard something as real, part of the process is giving it a history. When we come into a movie, when we start watching a movie, if we come in after the opening sequence, then we assume there's a history and we start trying to piece it together. Although nowadays films tend not to have an opening sequence, they just put you straight in and you'll see some characters and you won't assume that these characters have just appeared out of nowhere. You assume they've all got a history which we gradually work out as the film progresses. So this is how it works. This is causation. Building up reality, or our understanding of reality, by giving things a history, giving things and beings a history. So this is part of what's been discussed in the recent verses. And we're told in this verse 668, when one is liberated from the notion of form, there is neither birth nor death. So what this means is, well, this is when the attention is no longer caught up in the forms. When you move your attention from the movie screen or the television screen, its reality is no longer relevant. You've woken up from it in a sense, just as you wake up from dreams, and the attention's no longer engaged with the shifting forms. And that's what's happening right now. There are shifting forms. You are the center of experiencing. And there's all these forms going on. And by forms, it's not just visual forms, it could be forms presenting themselves to the attention as sound and the other sensory modes. When you withdraw the attention from all of this, when you withdraw the attention from the understanding that this video is the source of the sound that you're hearing, and you're coming back to your own sense of presence, the words are carrying on, the sounds are carrying on, the thoughts and images are carrying on. But when you come back to your own sense of presence, when you're liberated from the notion of form, when you're liberated from the notion that I am actually a real being here, then there is no more birth nor death. In the previous verse, in the last two videos, we are told that there are no more living beings. Now, as you listen to and perhaps watch this video, you're constructing the notion that Guru Gillis is a living being, whereas all you've got is pixels on a screen and sounds which you're accustomed to understand as conveying meaning. When I invite you to listen to these sounds as meaningless. Some time back I recorded a video called Words as Music. The practice is to listen to words as music, as conveying no information, no understanding. Because all you need to do as an enlightenment practitioner is come back to your own sense of presence. There is no Guru Gillis here. It's just a bunch of electronics, of digital electronics. And then you might say, but wasn't there a real Guru Gillis that caused all of this? Well, this is causation. You're giving all these pixels and images a history. Stop it. Stop it. Come back to presence. Stop creating history. Withdraw the attention from rupa, from the forms which are dancing in front of you, and dancing in front of your attention. Don't deny what's going on. Don't block anything out, because that would be an error. You accept it all, but you accept it all without trying to interpret it, without trying to understand it, without trying to think about it. You are established in presence. Your fundamental nature is awareness, pure awareness. You're no longer being materialistic. You're no longer taking your cue from the world of living beings. You are awareness, which is the capacity for infinite bliss. There is nothing to stop you right now for being ultimately happy. There is no reason to be anything other than incredibly happy. To be intensely at peace. because there is no birth and death. There are no living beings. This is a practice. We are no longer being diverted into form or by form, by rupa. The attention rests in itself. And as a metaphor, I talk about allowing us then to access the rainbow body with all its myriad colours and shades. And each of these colours is a particular quality of relief, of lightheartedness, of humour, of bliss, of happiness, of loving warmth, of grace, of graciousness. It's all here, right here. The infinite capacity we are now liberated from the world. We are liberated from other beings. We are liberated from ourselves. So, this is realization.